She wasn't just another cast member. Brandi Passante quickly became the breakout star of Storage Wars. With her no-nonsense attitude, sharp tongue, and fierce bidding skills, she stood out in a male-dominated world. Alongside her partner, Jarrod Schulz, she brought sass, strategy, and a spark of drama that kept viewers hooked from episode to episode. Brandi and Jarrod weren't just business partners, they were a couple. Their chemistry, both fiery and fun, added a unique dynamic to the show. Fans loved their playful banter, their occasional disagreements, and the way they balanced each other out. They were known as the Young Guns, bringing a fresh energy to the show compared to the older, more established cast. Off-camera, the two owned a thrift store called Now and Then in Orange, California. The business, like their TV appearances, was thriving. Life seemed good. Brandi was building a name for herself as a smart, independent woman who could compete with the best in the world of storage auctions. To the public, she had it all: success, fame, and a seemingly stable relationship. But behind the curtain of reality TV glamour, cracks were starting to show. As the show's popularity soared, so did the pressures that came with it. Constant filming, public scrutiny, and the demands of family life began to take a toll, especially on Brandi.
And the worst part?
The world had no idea just how dark things were about to get. In 2013, Brandi's personal life was rocked by something no one ever expects: a disturbing cyberattack. A man named Hunter Moore, known as the so-called revenge porn king, targeted her in one of the most invasive ways imaginable. Fake explicit images of Brandi were posted online, falsely attributed to her, and spread across the internet without her consent. Hunter Moore ran a notorious site called Is Anyone Up?, where he published intimate photos of people, often stolen or submitted by vengeful exes. But Brandi wasn't like most of the victims. She hadn't submitted anything, nor had anyone close to her. Moore had simply fabricated the photos. The attack was not just humiliating, it was dangerous, damaging her reputation and mental health.
Brandi fought back.
She filed a lawsuit against Moore, demanding justice for the violation of her privacy and the trauma it caused. Her case was one of the first major legal moves against Moore, who would later be arrested and sentenced to prison for his role in running the revenge porn empire. Brandi's courage in facing down such a public humiliation became a defining moment, not just for her, but for other victims as well. But the emotional scars lingered. Brandi later admitted that the incident deeply affected her, triggering anxiety and self-doubt. Even though the photos were fake, the public reaction was real and brutal. For someone used to living part of her life in the spotlight, this felt like a terrifying loss of control. It was the beginning of a more private unraveling. As if the cyberattack wasn't enough, Brandi's personal life was going through its own silent collapse. After years together, she and Jarrod quietly separated around 2018. Though the public wouldn't find out until later, their relationship had been strained for some time. Raising two kids, running a business, and juggling TV fame had taken its toll. The breakup became official when the duo confirmed they were no longer together during the Storage Wars Season 13 premiere. Fans were shocked, but for Brandi, it was the painful end of an era. She was now a single mother of two, trying to rebuild her life while still facing cameras, interviews, and fan expectations. And that was far from easy. Brandi opened up about suffering from panic attacks and struggling with her mental health after the breakup. She sought therapy and admitted that she had ignored her emotional well-being for too long. The weight of public judgment, motherhood, and unresolved trauma pushed her to a breaking point. But in her vulnerability, Brandi found strength. She was finally putting herself first. She described therapy as life-saving and began encouraging others to speak up about mental health. No longer hiding behind her tough on-screen persona, Brandi started to embrace authenticity. Her journey resonated with fans in a new way, not as a TV character, but as a real person dealing with real struggles. She wasn't just surviving, she was slowly learning to thrive again. Brandi Passante is no longer just the sharp-tongued woman from Storage Wars.
She's a survivor.
Today, she uses her platform to speak openly about everything she's endured, from betrayal and heartbreak to anxiety and healing. She's active on social media, candid in interviews, and unafraid to share the messy, complicated parts of her life. She's also thriving as a mom. Brandi often shares glimpses of her two children, who are now teenagers. Her focus has shifted away from reality TV fame and more toward building a healthy, grounded life for herself and her family. She still appears on Storage Wars occasionally, but it's clear she's doing it on her own terms now. Professionally, Brandi has hinted at new ventures and has grown a loyal following online. Whether she's promoting a cause she cares about or just sharing her day-to-day life, fans see a different Brandi now, one who's learned the hard way what resilience really means. She's no longer defined by a show, a relationship, or a scandal. In many ways, Brandi Passante's story is one of survival. She faced a nightmare that could have destroyed her, but she didn't let it. Instead, she rebuilt her life, piece by piece, in front of a world that once only saw her through a reality TV lens. What really happened to Brandi? She took control of her narrative, and she's still writing the next chapter.